We're in Hallandale at Omni Combat Fitness with Howard Davis Jr. We're talking about MMA, mixed martial arts, and what it takes to get into the sport today. The sport's been around for 10, 15 years, more or less?
The sport's been around since the 1920s, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, but it was very popular in the Orient and very popular in Brazil.
Okay.
I can remember some of the combatants. Some guys would wear gloves, some wouldn't wear gloves. You could hit in the groin. The only thing you couldn't do, you couldn't poke somebody in the eyes, but anything else was legal.
Today in mixed martial arts, there's a standard.
Yes.
It's a nationwide standard.
Yeah, I would say universal standard.
For a young guy getting into the sport today, looking to maybe get trained and get ready to get into the ring, what are some of the things he needs to really understand mentally and physically?
Well, the first thing, somebody that's definitely want to pursue this sport, MMA, he definitely have to go to an accredited gym. Somebody that really knows what they're doing and that can teach him the sport from A to Z. And if you don't get that kind of teacher to teach you from A to Z, then you're not really going to learn the proper techniques and all the things, all the nuances of the sport that you should learn.
So on April 27th at the War Memorial Auditorium, there's going to be Fight Time 9. What's that going to be like?
Well, I think this is going to be our most exciting event because we have several great fighters on our show.
Who's on the card?
Well, first of all, we have Wilson Gouveia. If you're an MMA fan, you should know who he is. This guy been in UFC 10 times. We also have from Omni Gym, Jason Jackson, who's an incredible fighter. He's making his debut. If you ever watched this gentleman as an amateur, you would say, man, this guy should have turned pro immediately. That's how the level he's at as an amateur. So I'm very excited for his career and coming along with Fight Time.
And with Jason Jackson, you're 170, you're going to be fighting from Hollywood.
Yes.
In the MMA fight, Fight Time 9. How long have you been in MMA?
Well, I've been doing MMA for 2 years.
I know you remember the first MMA fight.
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, the first fight was like, at the same time I was nervous. But you know, I stick to the game plan, like that's how my corner is telling me.
Who were you going to fight?
My first fight?
Yeah, who was your opponent?
My opponent, I'm not quite sure his name.
What was he like?
He was a wrestler, basically. He was a wrestler, and he kept on taking me down throughout the whole first round. And I just heard my coach yelling, "He going for the takedown, going for the takedown." So you know, I caught he was going for a takedown, so I pushed him aside and ended right there with a TKO.
So you won your first fight?
Yeah, by TKO.
So what's your record now?
My record 5-1.
5-1. You're doing great.
Yeah.
So who are you going to be up against now for the Fight Time 9 at the War Memorial?
I'm not quite sure. I don't really remember the guy's last name, but I know his first name is Jerome.
Okay. Where are you from?
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yes.
So have you had any fights in Jamaica?
No, I started MMA 2 years ago. I've been here for 8 years, and what got me into the sport is just watching UFC, watching guys like Chuck Liddell. And I was just very excited to just see him go out and knock people out. And I was like, wow, I could do that.
With news of the Caribbean, I'm Nick Lawrence with the Haitian News.